Then last week, I began speaking during my statement about our situation in our prisons and with our corrections officers. And I'd like to continue with those remarks. We have staff shortages being faced by our corrections facility, and they're incredibly irresponsible and dangerous to our officers. They face increasing dangers as they are stretched more and more thinly, both in numbers and in relation to their on-the-job acumen, a consequence of less training on the job under experienced colleagues and less than enough downtime away from the job, which I detailed last week as we talked about working 16 or more hours day after day. The situation leads to more dangerous situations and incidents with inmates. It also allows inmates more opportunities to abuse other, often weaker inmates. How has the department tried to mitigate this crisis? Well, first they closed positions, leading to less services and programs for prisoners, and sometimes less backup for the officers on the job at particular sites. I know an officer might be in one of these facilities watching an entire group of prisoners all by themselves, counting that if something bad happens, they're going to be able to radio for help, and somebody who's out on walking patrol is going to be able to get in there and help them in a timely fashion. Really, this closing of positions is the only practical thing the department can do during this crisis. But I encourage all of you, we need to demand accounting for the volume and persistence of closed positions. What does it mean when a position is closed? It means that that class isn't being taught. It means that the yard isn't open. There isn't chance for activity, for exercise. There isn't a chance for them to blow off steam. It means some officer being left alone in a place, counting on cameras to protect him. What else do? Well, they utilize segregation more, they depend on cameras more, and they take chances. And what are the consequences of these decisions? A staff that's run ragged, a staff that's demoralized and cynical, without hope, prisoners who lose opportunities, prisoners who are malcontent and frustrated, prisoners who see weakness and have opportunities to exploit it, officers who are unable to function at a high level in observing the critical needs of the prisoners in their care, and lost opportunities to help prisoners who need help, particularly with their own health and mental health. This has recently played out in a tragic way with the Lancaster situation in Alger County, a situation where a young man died in state custody in an agonizing, painful way from not eating. And it's already cost the state of Michigan millions of dollars in litigation costs and in settlements. And it's costing the officers of our state in their morale as they see their own brothers who are on the line facing prison time in court right now, which never would have become an issue if they had proper staffing. If we actually had mental health services readily available for inmates, instead of them making them wait days or even a month to see someone. And meanwhile, the department keeps pumping out their all-important statistics of what a great job they're doing. Boy, recidivism is way down. Of course, we're not going to tell everybody that that's cooked books too, because we've put all of them out on the locals. Here, Sheriff's Department, you deal with them. We don't count those as recidivists because they're in your care now for a different reason. It's all gamesmanship, it's all spin. And too bad there doesn't seem to be a stat on the impact on the human condition, both for our officers, who are our employees, and our neighbors, or for the inmates, who are our brothers and sisters in the human race. And they are in need, both groups. We need to do something about it, and soon. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask my remarks pre-printed in the Journal.